Welcome to another edition of Brownie Bites. I'm Daryl Ryder here on YouTube as Kevin Stefanski, a day after the Browns' 30-10 preseason Week 1 win over the Carolina Panthers, hopped on Zoom to talk to local reporters. And obviously, the topic of conversation was one Shedeur Sanders, who was extremely impressive in his preseason debut with the Browns Friday night in Charlotte. Sanders threw 2 touchdown passes, both of those going to Caden Davis. 9 drives, 45 plays in total. 3 of those ended with touchdowns. Now, Stefanski did not want to get into where Sanders sits on the depth chart now following that particular performance. Stefanski said they will continue to evaluate the injuries that they currently are dealing with in the quarterback room. Of course, Kenny Pickett is dealing with a hamstring injury, as is rookie Dylan Gabriel. There's a lot of time to go between now and next Saturday night in Philadelphia, or I should say Saturday afternoon in Philadelphia against the Eagles, when they will play preseason game number 2. But here is the best of Stefanski regarding the rookie 5th-round pick's performance against the Carolina Panthers.
It's never perfect. There's so many things that we can do better. And that's the challenge in this building right now as these guys are watching the tape. Whether you got the rep, whether you played in this game, played a quarter, played the whole game, we all have to learn from these plays and get better. I think there's so many really, really good teaching moments on this tape. But I think big picture for Shedeur and our quarterbacks, that position, taking care of the football. I think 0 giveaways from our offense is a very big deal and goes a very long way, like we talked about, to winning and losing football games. See where everybody is. I'm really focused on all of our quarterbacks' development and every single one of these reps, like they are last night, how important they are. So that's what I'm focused on more than anything. A couple backed up situations where I think we're inside the 10-yard line, and those are great for our football team. I think the other thing in these preseason games, with really both sides, you don't want to show much, as we know, but also you want to put your players in positions where you can evaluate them. So you want to get the screen game going to the running backs and a screen to the wide receivers, and you want to try different route combinations for guys to show what they can do. Different run schemes. You know, we had wide zone, tight zone, gap schemes. We kind of did it all last night, including, you know, a jet sweep to Gage for the touchdown. So you're trying to we want to win because they're keeping score. So you ultimately, that's of course you want to do that, but you also want to vary your run types, vary your pass types, so you're learning more about each one of your players. We have a standard for that position, and really every position, but certainly the quarterback position. There's a standard by which we play and how we operate and how we take care of the football and those type of things. So there are things that Shedeur can clean up. He will clean up. But by and large, I thought the operation was really good. And that's important when you have different guys in there. There were some guys, you know, playing for us that had recently gotten on campus, you know, so getting them up to speed can be a challenge. But I think the guys did a really nice job. And I think it goes back to, with Shedeur or any player, you're maximizing all of your time in the building. So it's, of course, it's game reps, of course it's practice reps, but it's also those reps after practice. It's also those meetings, and it's also the walkthroughs and the walkthrough room, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I definitely think that's one of his strengths. And listen, every quarterback wants to make every throw. It's just not going to happen. It's an occupational hazard. You'll miss a throw here and there. You just want to limit the amount of times that the decision wasn't what it can be. And that's, again, a young player, first game reps out there. There are definitely plays that he can learn from. And as he learns from them, every single player in the meeting room is learning from them. So there's moments that you say, hey, your eyes should be here, or we can make this play. And he will moving forward, but it's really important that even if you weren't in there on that rep, you have to learn from those, which is really paramount in this game. Quarterback's no different than any other position, but certainly for a quarterback, that next step is getting in the game settings and taking the practice field to the game. And I thought that's what we saw by and large from Shedeur. That's what we saw by and large from our offense, was really taking those things that we're honing in on the practice field and then showing them in the games. And, you know, it goes back to the previous point where we wanted to vary our offense. We wanted to be able to run a keeper and run a screen and run a play action and run drop back, et cetera, just because we want to evaluate our guys. So while it's, there's game plans that will be more complicated as you get going and certainly as you get to the season, we really want to put our guys in as many situations as possible. And I thought those guys handled it really well. Yeah, obviously process is something that is important when you're playing the quarterback position, and that's something that we're very lucky to have Coach Musgrave, who's been played the position, has been a backup, has played in the Super Bowl. Check his stats; he's 1-for-1. Has been a coordinator, quarterback coach, et cetera. So he's really the quarterback room, and the young guys in particular are lucky to have Coach Mus, where he can help them with their process and it's just it's a lot on a given day that you're covering. And sometimes it's the defense and defensive terminology and the pressures and the fronts, et cetera. Then it's what you're doing on offense and its motions. And as we've gotten through the installation schedule, you're introducing more and more to the football team. And I think it's important that the coaches, and obviously that quarterback room, we put a lot on their plate. So the coaches really help these young guys with their process so that they can get all this information, get it to the practice field, and then ultimately get it to the game field.
Quarterback, not the only area in which Stefanski is going to have to wait on some injury results or some time. Wide receiver Luke Floria, who is having himself a tremendous training camp, also a very nice debut in Carolina as well. He's dealing with a hamstring injury, unfortunately. Cornerback Lamarian James is in the concussion protocol again. No news on the depth chart following Shedeur Sanders' outstanding debut. We will wait and see. Browns are off on Sunday. They go back to work Monday in Berea, Monday morning that is, in Berea, before they hit the road on Tuesday for joint practices with the Eagles there on Wednesday and Thursday, off day Friday, and again, preseason game number 2 at Philadelphia against the Super Bowl champion Eagles Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And of course, as always, you can listen to those games on 92.3 The Fan. Want to thank you for watching, as always, here on YouTube. And we will be back with you following Monday's practice. And of course, don't forget to listen to Nick Padone and myself Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on The Fan. Don't forget also to hit the subscribe button on the 92.3 The Fan YouTube channel. For Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan, I'm Daryl Ryder.